meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. Whoop, whoop. Knit night, Thursday night. I can see us.
Oh, yeah. I can see it connecting.
Yay.
Yay. Wow, that was just so much easier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even at peak time.
Fab.
Yeah, we've obviously got our super duper secret set up, just completely sus now.
That's your expertise. You know what to do. what to click.
I just pressed the buttons.
Well done, you.
Oh, cool.
I just wait for you to ring me.
Well, you know, I had a delivery today.
Excellent.
Would you like to see it?
I definitely want to see it.
It's just across the room, and I think it might be a shout out to Christine Winder. I suspect that's where it's come from.
Oh, this is exciting.
I can't open the bag till I'm ready to use them. It's some face masks.
Oh, those are excellent.
Yeah, for when I'm out and about. And I dug out some cotton. I haven't got worsted or Aran weight. Oh, hang on, actually, I've just remembered there's some up there. I found some fingering weight cotton and double-stranded it and followed the pattern for the mask mates.
All right.
Started making those and putting them in a similar bag because I'll need to put them through a hot wash and then steam them.
Right.
Probably about 60 degrees centigrade or something like that. And then they'll need to be bagged and sent off. And it's like a little crochet length about 4 or 5 inches with button either end. And the elastic for the mask hooks onto the button, and it means it doesn't have to go around the person's ears, because it can get, you can imagine being 12 and 18 hours on shift in masks, and it's really painful.
Yeah, and it's like when you wear your glasses.
Yeah. So
I
think that might be from Christine, but Denise dropped them off.
Brilliant.
And picking up prescriptions for people.
You have today?
I haven't today, but when I go, that's my masks for that.
Fab.
Yeah, exceptionally kind and great fabrics. I love the colours.
Yeah.
It went with my blanket as well.
Oh, superb. Talk about colour coding.
I know, and it all matches with this.
It's beautiful.
With my top, it's that Laura Ayler t-shirt called something.
It's called something.
Yeah. I can look it up on Ravelry if you want to know. I think it might be dancing something. Or I could be off my face and talking utter rubbish.
Like me most of the time.
I do know the yarn is Amalfi. I think it's Sadler.
Right.
Yes, Sadler Amalfi double knit, and the pattern is Dancing Creek by Laura Ayler. But it's meant to be a wee cap sleeve, just and so, you know, to show off your muscular arms.
Yes.
And I don't do that. So it's got elbow length sleeves.
I like t-shirt, like tops with a longer sleeve anyway. You know, sometimes when they're there, and if you want to put a little cardigan on over your shoulders, and it, you know, pushes it up out of the way, and it gets annoying.
So
yeah.
So I like with these that I can put my hand up my sleeve and just tug to make sure that they're down, and I can sort of centre it and that way. Is Arthur a bit stressed today?
He's not feeling too happy today. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Has he had his chicken drumsticks, or was it something else today?
Do you know what? He's actually had chicken drumsticks this morning, but he normally only gets 2, but there was an odd one in the bottom of the packet. So he's actually had 3 this morning. So he should be feeling quite pleased with himself.
Right.
But I don't know.
Obviously not.
No, he's just wandering around. He's just pacing up and down. I think what it is I haven't been in here all day. I've been sat on my bed feeling sorry for myself.
Right.
And then I've just come in this evening. And normally I do it the other way around. Normally I'm in here during the day. And then I go and sit on my bed in the evening to watch the telly. And I've gone the wrong way round and he doesn't like it.
Yeah, you've mucked up the routine, haven't you?
I know. How rude.
Yeah, you think it was your house.
You would think. I mean, he's quite capable of going and sitting wherever he wants. He doesn't have to wait for me.
And on top of not feeling well, Emma's been shopping today, and we all know how much fun that is at the moment.
Oh, horrendous. At 6:30 in the morning, and I was up from 4 because I couldn't sleep. My eyes pinged open. I was like, oh, what time is it? And then, do you know, when you just think, you're never going to go back to sleep, are you?
Oh, Yvonne says, hello, you two. Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Yvonne. How you doing? Or have you braved the shops recently? You wouldn't imagine how many people would be up at 6:30 in the morning to go shopping, would you? It's madness.
Well, I've been at 2 in the morning at Christmas when Jake was little.
Better?
Excuse me.
You all right?
Hay fever.
Oh dear, not good.
Really ridiculous at the
Don't
minute.
cough and spill that down yourself, will you? That's the sort of thing I'd do.
Oh, Christine Abbott's with us. Hey, Chris. Hope you're
Hi,
okay.
Christine.
Forgive me coughing. I will go and wash my hands later. But given that I've coughed all over myself, there's no point worrying about it now. Oh, do you know what happened today that was seriously irritating?
Go on.
The battery went in my Bluetooth keyboard for my laptop. And
All right.
I don't know what's up with my laptop, but I use it a lot, to be fair. I fairly hammer them and I type quite aggressively. Fairly bash the keys. And the keyboard's failed on the laptop. I've got no N and no B and the number 7 doesn't work and things like that. So I got this Bluetooth mouse and keyboard. Couldn't think of the word then. And the battery went on the keyboard today, and I'm scratching around, and I must have 30 AAA batteries. Was a single one of them charged?
Oh no.
So I had no keyboard for several hours, and I'm having to message people on my phone, you know, with old lady eyes and fat fingers.
So goodness knows what you were writing.
Oh, the number of spellings I had to correct and things like that, and double checking everything before it went, so that
Good job you were double checking. You could have been saying anything when you wanted to say shut the door.
Well, yeah. No, it's mad, isn't it? But it's just one of those stupid things. So be assured that I've got 4 on charge now, and there'll be another 4 going in on charge straight after, because I'm not having that again.
My husband, batteries are the bane of his life because he works with them at work and then he comes home, and I am terrible for charging things. We've got one of those, do you know, the bigger lights, like torch things, and it's supposed to be for in the car, but I left it and it just died, and now it won't recharge.
Right.
And that happens with everything in this house. He's like, you and blooming batteries, why can't you keep things charged? Leaving them discharged is no good for them. And just absolutely moans at me constantly about batteries. So I won't tell him your story, otherwise that'll give him a nightmare as well.
I'm pretty good about charging them. That's the thing that frustrates me. So either they've not kept the charge, or someone else in the house has been using my batteries.
More likely.
Just shoving them back into the dish where they live. So who knows?
Well, I think you do know.
Oh, Yvonne says she's a bit meh at the moment on sick leave with depression, and her boss is being a pain about it. I wouldn't worry about it, Yvonne. It's her problem. It's not yours.
It's not your problem.
No, it
Right.
certainly isn't.
I'm going for the self-medication for my stomach. An adult beverage, here we come. I'm sorry, I need this today. After shopping and after shopping and feeling sorry for myself all afternoon. So cheers, guys. I need this.
Excuse me.
Sound like you need some. Do I need to share? I would share, but you know, I'm not supposed to come and see you. Social distancing and all that lot.
What I'll do is just disappear off screen and take my nasal spray, because you don't want to watch me do that.
Oh, I don't know. I think it could be quite sexy for a Thursday night.
No, I don't think we'll.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll just disappear off screen and do me squirt.
Oh, okay then. I'll entertain everyone with my jumper while you've disappeared, because I have done some work on it. I've run out of the dark brown now, and I am on the burnt orange. And I've not got very many rounds left to do. We are decreasing every round at the moment. So we've got some nice stripes going on there. My sleeve and my neckline. And then can you see that, Loraine? Are you back?
Oh, I can, yeah.
So I ran out of the dark brown. So can you see where it's decreasing there?
Mm-hmm.
It's looking quite cool, actually, I think.
I'm quite liking the colours.
I quite like the colours, you know.
I've just been in taking an allergy tablet as well, just to be on the safe side.
So you'll be sorted in about half an hour?
Generally takes about an hour and a half to kick in.
Your nasal spray will be a bit quicker than that, though, won't it?
It will.
Yeah.
I think I know what the culprit is today.
Not tree pollen.
I think that's part of the problem. I think that's sort of raised the level of reaction.
Okay, what else?
About half an hour ago, I had fruit and nut chocolate, and I was fine till then.
Oh no, don't say it. Please don't say it. It upsets me.
I'll experiment tomorrow, but it looks like that might be the culprit.
Is it the milk in the chocolate?
I don't know.
Can you normally take milk chocolate?
Usually.
I can't handle milk chocolate.
Maybe it's the nuts, could be the fruit, might be the preservatives. You never know with allergies, do you?
Oh no.
Anyway, let's see some more of this sweater. Emma says that's lovely. Bill says hi. Hey, Bill.
Hi, Bill. Do you see my jumper, Bill? Oh, there's my arm. I've only got a few more rounds to go, really, actually. So I've brought my smaller needle in just in case, because it's getting to the point where I'm not going to have enough stitches.
How big a neck is it going to be?
As big as it gets to up there. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Right. I was thinking you were going to come back to me with kind of let me just check my schematic.
No, I do have maths, but that depends if I can be bothered to get all the way down to the bottom of the maths.
Okay.
It might be lower and wider depending on how I feel.
See, I'd have that in a spreadsheet.
Well, normally I would, but do you know, I was just sat there this afternoon on my bed without my computer or anything. Yeah. So do you know when you just feel like you should be doing something, but you haven't got the energy to actually look like you're doing proper work?
Yeah.
So that is the result of that. So at least I've done something and I've got an idea what I'm doing.
Well, I think it's looking really good.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Well, the good thing with necklines that even if you get before you do your collar,
Yeah.
you can always do some quite dramatic decreases at that point if you need to. Necklines are brilliant like that.
And I think being a cardigan, it's going to be more forgiving anyway. Do you know, like if I feel like I can't be bothered to go as high as because originally I've planned to go actually quite high up here.
Right.
So that's what I've worked the maths out to do with my my row gauge and everything.
Right.
So it should come up here. However, like I said, if I can't be bothered, I might actually bring it down here a bit more, so it'll be more of a wider neck. The only issue with that is I'm going to have to do more ribbing, which we both know I'm not really fussed with. But like I said, being a cardigan, it's fine. It doesn't really matter which way, whether I do it all the way up there or do it further down.
Fine, won't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Phil says that's looking good.
Oh, thanks, Phil.
Oh, Yvonne says nuts and tree pollen are cross allergies. It's interesting because I've been tested for both, and I tested positive for tree pollen and grass pollen, but not for nuts. But that was 3-4 years ago, maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, but according to the doctors, I don't have a problem with any foods.
Oh, Anna says it needs more blue.
Well, Anna, I would love to have more blue in it. Unfortunately, I don't have any more blue in the house. And the whole intention was to use up old wool and not buy new. So
it's all leftovers of felted tweed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I'm going to have to do. I think the bottom band's going to end up being purple. I think that's the only other colour I've got left now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Which would look quite nice actually, because it'll be close to my face, won't it? The neckband and that.
Be good.
But then I think this colour goes quite nice. I like that colour. So we'll see. It'll be what it'll be. It's a magical mystery tour in the devise of a cardigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a grown-up beverage as well as my bucket of tea.
Oh, what have you got?
I have got a caramel liqueur from Aldi in this fetching plastic cup so that I don't knock it over.
So also, we're lulled into a full sense of security thinking that you've got a softie with that, aren't you know?
Yeah, and it looks like I'm drinking kid squash.
Cheers.
Actually,
anybody else got a drink?
Quite a strong liqueur. What's your beverage? Are you quarantining tonight? What are you
Vil
having?
normally has an adult quarantini, doesn't she?
Yeah, usually red wine, isn't it? So.
I have a Cabernet Sauvignon. Can you see that?
Yeah, barefoot Cabernet Sauvignon from California.
My husband bought me this in September, and I've only just opened it. Needs must.
I've still got some of the wine that Mike got me in September last year.
Yeah.
In the fridge.
You'll be like me. It's like you think, oh, I'll have a drink tonight, and then you just go and make another cup of tea, don't you?
Well, I think it's I just feel a bit sad having a drink on my own.
Yeah.
Why don't I just have a cup of tea and it'll be fine?
Exactly. But we're not having a drink on our own.
No, we're not. Absolutely not.
This is our virtual knit night. So we are in a pub having a drink together. That's what we're doing.
So Anna says she still needs to make coffee. It's 10:47 a.m. and everyone else is still asleep. They're really not taking this seriously, are they, Anna? Because it's a weekday.
But technically it's the holidays, I suppose, because it's, the day before Good Friday.
Oh, I suppose so. Yvonne says she's going to have a beer.
Yes.
Bill hasn't poured herself a drink yet, but she thinks that your wine looks good. Anna says she was teasing you about the blue.
Well,
but she likes the sound of the purple.
I do agree with her, though. I mean, you'll know and I know. There can never be enough blue, can there, really?
No, not for you. You are a blue summer.
So if I had more blue, there would be a lot more blue. But ho-hum. things are as they are. I've been watching something on telly today as well while I've been feeling sorry for myself. Have you seen, it's on Netflix, Tiger King?
They've been talking about it in the after party group, and I have resisted it so far, having looked at the gentleman concerned and thought, ew.
Well, I hadn't even really heard of it because I haven't popped in the after party for ages. I'm very naughty. I just put it on because when I've been finishing off Big Bang, every time it comes up, it keeps coming up like recommended for you. So I thought, oh, let's have a watch of it. Oh my God, it's the most bizarre thing ever.
Yeah, I think he was on Louis Theroux, and I have a feeling that I watched that with Jake whenever he was on Louis Theroux's show, and just thought, this guy's a waste of DNA.
He is just weird, but then he's not the only one. There's loads of them. The woman that he was his like biggest enemy that he really had a thing against, there's all these rumors circulating that she fed her first husband to her tigers and all sorts of stuff going on. It's the most bizarre story, and I think the guy started looking into snakes, and it all started because some guy was buying a snake off of whoever it was he was talking to at the time, and just happened to mention, oh, I've got a snow leopard in the back of my van, do you want to come and see it? I've just bought it. And
well,
it just went
you
from
need
there.
to look on Facebook for Rob Lowe, because there were some photographs of him the other day dressed up, a photo shoot of him as the Tiger King.
Oh no.
How to take someone utterly gorgeous and just make them ooh beyond belief.
Well, he could
probably, lesson. Oh.
He's probably gonna play it like in a movie or something.
I don't know. But that was really funny. The lengths he'd gone to look like him.
Well, one of his husbands had no teeth, so he thinks himself like he wasn't, dressing up as him, I suppose.
Mm.
You know, the old meth
Mind
mouth.
boggles. Mm?
They call it the meth mouth. That's a mouthful, isn't it, when you've had wine? Okay.
A meth mouth.
A meth mouth. Oh my God, I can't even say it. Put my teeth back in, I haven't got any. Oh, so how's this blankie coming on? We've only had little flashes of it.
I've not done a great deal today. I've just been busy with other stuff, so I've only picked it up.
So that's 2 days in a row?
Yeah. Yeah, so much for lockdown and having time to get on with things.
Exactly. This is the conversation I had with my dad
and I've
today.
never left the house. It's not like other days where I've had to pick up prescriptions or shopping or things like that. I have not left the house today, unless you count going into the back garden to hang out some washing and then bringing it back in. I did towels today.
All right. I did a whites wash today, which is, I'm pretty proud of myself doing washing and putting the dishwasher on after having gone to the shops. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think there's only so much you should be expected to do in a day.
Exactly.
And you have got teen ogres.
Well, I'm supposed to work out on a Thursday. I normally have a run, and I said to my husband, I said, "Oh, I'm not doing it today because I've been shopping and that." And he's like, "You can do both in one day, I was like, really? Nah, not at the moment. Normally, yeah."
Says he from a hotel room with room service.
Ordered fish and chips for dinner last night, yeah. Although, to be fair, I'd rather be putting up with what I'm putting up with than what he's putting up with, I think, to be honest. They're on 24-hour lockdown. They can only go out if they've got paperwork to say that they're essential workers.
Well, I think it's going to come to a lot of places if people don't take it seriously. We're going to end up with a similar situation. I mean, I don't know if you saw on the news, 660 parties / gatherings broken up by Manchester Police last weekend.
What?
Yeah. One woman was fined after the party was broken up 3 times. with a bloody bouncy castle
What's
and
this
all
all
sorts of other
about?
stuff. I mean, how stupid are these people?
I just honestly don't understand.
Well, I was chatting to my dad about it earlier, and he said, well, maybe anybody who's caught at one of these gatherings goes to the back of the queue when it comes to a ventilator.
Well, see, this is the thing, but it's like when people drive really badly, it's never them that gets hurt.
No, it's always some father of 6 on a low income with no life insurance, and
Yeah.
poor wife has to keep everything going, you know. I
had it actually, just, you know, moving on from parties. This morning, coming back from the supermarket, I mean, I felt really guilty. My friend had been trying to get hold of flour for ages, and there was a small amount of flour. I think there was like 4 packets in the supermarket, and I grabbed one for her. And I drove literally 5 minutes the opposite direction from my house to drop it on her doorstep, and I felt guilty about that. I'm thinking, you know.
I'm sorry, I don't think that's anything to feel guilty.
I know, but you do kind of start to, don't you? And then on the way home, there's a car. The roads are empty, but I'm sticking to the speed limit. I'm sorry, it says it's 30 miles an hour, so I'm driving at 30 miles an hour, especially as I've got a loan car. It's not my car, you know. And he's right up my bum. And then I went on the roundabout, went straight over. So I'm in the left-hand lane to go straight over. He went into the right-hand lane and tried to get round me and get in front of me to go straight over as well. He couldn't make it. So then when it split into 2 lanes, he went on the inside of me to overtake me because he was in that much of a hurry. But he'll be the one that has an accident but walks away from it.
Yeah.
And takes up, and it's, you know, makes someone be in an intensive care bed at this time when it's, you know, we really don't need that idiot.
No need for it, is there?
No, just no need, really. I could understand if I was in a 40 zone and I was going at 20, but I was doing the speed limit.
Exactly.
I don't know. Anyway, that's my rant for the day.
Oh, Anna says that shopping's exhausting right now. Yvonne and Anna saying that they love the blanket. It's the Lucy from Attic 24. It's the granny stripe blanket, but the colours I'm using are from the Woodland pack.
You've just sort of like done a mashup, haven't you?
Oh, Yvonne says she's not going to watch Tiger King because the guy apparently drugged his partners and abused them while they were under the influence.
Well, I mean,
he sounds like a charmer, doesn't he?
I can't comment because one of his husbands is in the program and he's being interviewed, and he never once says he drugged me, he raped me. He never ever says he was abusive and horrible towards me. So, you know, if the guy wanted to lay that claim at the man's feet, he would take the opportunity, I would say.
Yeah.
The other one is dead, so he can't speak. So personally, and it's just my opinion, I feel I shouldn't put words into somebody else's mouth, and that the guy, if he wanted to speak up, he would speak up. But that's just my opinion.
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? You don't know how much of the programme is done.
Yeah.
Based on
sensationalisation
and editing bias.
I mean, the guys did take drugs. The one that's still alive has got barely any teeth, and that's what I'm saying. He's got a meth mouth.
Right.
But he's never once said, I didn't want to take the drugs. So, you know, and it's a warts and all interview. He said all sorts of things, which I won't go into. But anyway.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I think it's some people are going to really be fascinated by it, and others are just not going to watch it because it's not their thing.
Personally, I think it's like car crash TV. You know, when you don't want to watch, but you can't look away.
Yeah, this is why I don't want to start
Yeah,
watching.
don't start watching. Once you start watching it, you have to watch it to the end, really. But if you can just stay away from it, that's better for all, I think. I wish I'd heard about it before I started watching it.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't help that Netflix recommends this kind of crap. So what I do now is anything I do not like the look of, or I've heard about and thought this is not me, is I give it a thumbs down.
Yeah. Well,
And
it does
stops
learn.
recommending things like that.
Yeah, it does learn eventually, doesn't it? So it's
I
cool.
hope so.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty good at things like that. What I like is, and I haven't noticed it really doing it very much on some of them. If you've been watching something and a new series comes out, it should flag it up for you, really, shouldn't it? You know, front and center straight away. This is new. This is your favourite. Watch this.
I've had quite a few where it's flagged it for me where it was new episodes. I'd watched Marvel's Black Lightning, and it was on telling me there were new episodes of that. But to be honest, it's a while since I've watched the last series, so I had to go back and watch the last few to remember where it was.
I think I'm going to have to do that with Outlander.
I
haven't watched that for ages. How's Disney Plus then? You won't have watched much of it, will you?
I've watched 4 episodes of Mandalorian.
What is Mandalorian?
It's a Star Wars. Is it after A New Hope and before Empire?
Right.
Somewhere in there, sequence.
Right.
I don't know. But he's the bounty hunter of sorts.
Okay.
Of a tribe who call themselves Mandalorian.
That would make sense.
And is sent to pick up a bounty, which looks like a little baby Yoda.
Oh.
So way cute.
Oh wow.
But of course, very powerful.
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, I think there's only 8 episodes, but I was quite impressed with that. It was quite subtle in places.
But you're only allowed to watch so many of them.
I could only watch 2 at a time, and it won't let me watch any more this week.
Okay. But maybe if you weren't on your free trial, it might let you watch them all.
I don't know, to be honest. I've not read the thing. And I suppose the other thing is I've also watched pretty much every one of the Marvel movies that's on there and all the other Star Wars. So I've kind of had my money's worth for something I haven't paid for yet.
That's brilliant. Love it. Well, I spent hours watching that Joe Tranchini or whatever his name is this morning. I was literally howling with laughter. And I took it into Caitlin and I showed it. Well, Caitlin came into me, sorry, and I showed her. And normally, if I show her something, she looks at it and looks at me like, oh, poor mum. And she just goes,
yeah, you're such a saddo.
Yeah. But she watched that this morning and she was cracked up as well. She thought he was brilliant. And now I can't walk around the house properly. I just keep doing the beef toe. And I walked in her room and I'm going, beef toe, beef toe, beef toe, like this. She's like, Ma.
You'll be on TikTok next.
Squeeze the ferret. Bag for life. Praying man.
Oh, Anna says she totally wants to watch The Mandalorian, but they don't have Disney Plus yet because she hasn't got a smart telly. Neither have I, Anna, but I have got
laptop.
An Amazon Fire Stick. And I installed Disney Plus with that.
I've got BritBox that I watch on my laptop because there isn't an app for it on the smart TV yet, or at least there wasn't when I signed up. But I'm quite happy to watch it on my laptop, to be honest.
Right. I keep being told that if I get a Roku stick, which I'm not going to because it's just more money, I'll be able to watch Blueprint classes on it.
Cool.
But to be honest, I quite like watching them on the laptop, and if they were any further away.
Well, yeah, because you can go like
anyway,
that, can't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, be fine.
I'm not quite at the stage with stuff that I need to read that I'll sort of have to have an arm that's a foot longer to get it
You have to
found.
get one of those selfie sticks, won't you, for eventually?
Oh, my mum's friend Dale calls them selfish sticks.
They're horrible, but you know, if your arm's not long enough to read something, it could come in quite useful for that, couldn't it?
It would be perfect, yeah.
You could extend it as long as you wanted it.
There was a photo of somebody, I can't remember where I saw it now, in a supermarket with a DIY face mask.
Right.
Half an orange with the fresh scooped out and then a bit of string. Did the trick though.
Oh, well, there you
and
go.
It would smell nice.
Yeah. Well, didn't they, like during the plague, used to go around with orange and clothes and stuff?
Yeah, rather than have a bath.
Well, yeah, there is that. But, you know, like ladies used to carry them in little pouches, didn't they? And just walk around like that.
But was that just because they stank?
Yeah, it's because everybody stank, but also because they thought that that was the way to get rid of germs. They didn't understand germs. And the plague masks as well, they were like the long ones, and I think they had stuff inside them as well, didn't they?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I could be wrong, and I could just be making stuff up, because you know what I'm like, I make stuff up all the time. But I think that they kind of got the idea of filtering, but weren't quite there. So they had the long nose thing with stuff inside it, because they were thinking that breathing it in and then it'd get through, and by the time it got to them, it'd be clean air, didn't they? But they weren't 100%. Who were they getting the idea, I suppose? When you think about it, you've got to start somewhere, haven't you?
Well, everybody laughed at my great gran when she said about all of these aeroplanes were going to break a hole in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
And then they started going on about the hole in the ozone layer. So she wasn't wrong, was she?
She wasn't. She had a half-formed idea that she couldn't quite articulate properly, but she was, you know, she knew what she meant.
She did also think that the Americans hadn't been to the moon, and neither had the Russians. Her logic being that you can't trust a Yank. And when I asked why, I got a clip round the back of the head, and I was told, bar of chocolate and a pair of nylons, and they think they own you. And that was as much information as I got, and I wasn't asking for any more.
I was going to say, and she knows that how.
Well, she's hard as nails, me great gran, honestly. She chopped a finger off once and carried it to the chemist, because in those days the chemist was a doctor who'd failed his final exam.
Oh, yeah.
And actually carried out minor procedures.
Yeah.
And he said,
well, they're going back to that, aren't they?
You're going to have to go to a hospital with this.
Mm.
I'm not going to a hospital. You can fix it. You know what you're doing. You're pretty much a doctor. Sort it out. So he'd stitched it, and she went home with a bandage on. And then an hour later, my mother couldn't find her.
Right.
She said, where's your great gran? And I said, I think she's in the cellar.
Yeah.
She'd gone downstairs, and the silly old beggar was there finishing chopping the kindling with the axe that had cut a finger off. Honestly,
oh my God.
No stopping her.
Some of these older people, they just will not stop, will they? Bless them. But going back to the moon thing, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not like, oh, they never went to the moon. But I can understand why people would believe that didn't happen, because if you think about it logically, it would probably be easier to stage it and take photos and pretend that you've been than actually go.
Oh, absolutely. I get where she was coming from.
Yeah.
But it's just, you know, every time it was on the news, puppets, just puppets.
And Paul McCartney's been dead for years, apparently.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
There's days he looks it, bless him.
He does, yeah. Poor lad.
But then a couple of weeks ago, I looked it. So, you know.
Well, you know, you had an excuse. So apparently he died in a car crash very many years ago, and they just replaced him. And all their album covers have been clues to the fact that Paul McCartney's dead ever since that. Okay. And Avril Lavigne is not Avril Lavigne. She's been replaced with someone, apparently. She died after getting Lyme's disease after being bitten by a tick.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah.
thought you were going to tell me she'd had an accident with a skater boy.
Well, you know, perhaps she did have one. That's where she got the tick bite from.
What on a
You know, nobody says where the tick bite was. You know, what she was doing.
Anna says she's been sharing her computer with the 7-year-old, so she's not getting much time on it. This is the problem with kids, isn't it? They're just so completely connected to their devices.
Yeah, and while they're at home all the time as well at the moment.
Yeah.
You can't even get your stuff back when they go to school anymore.
Yeah, I did see a funny post, and it said, if you see my kids outside the house crying and the front door's shut, drive on and mind your own business. They're on a field trip.
Oh, I love it.
Honestly, if I had to teach Jake, every day would be an inset day.
Yeah.
It's the maths and stuff like that. It's done so differently to the way that I was taught.
Well,
can you help me with this? And I look at it and I think, no, I can't.
I mean, I used to teach maths up to year 6, and up to a certain point, I'm all right. But once they hit like year 8, that was it. Forget it. No way. And I said to Callum,
I'm on meadow now. Meadow green.
Oh, meadow. Don't get an allergy from it. You're all right with meadow pollen.
Probably that's what it was, because I'm on all the greeny ones.
Yeah, that's what it is. See? I told Callum many, many years ago that he surpassed me in intelligence, and there was no way I was keeping up with him. He's a very clever young man. It is quite sobering when you realise that your children are actually more intelligent than you, isn't it?
Yeah, can you get the lid off the beans?
Yeah, when it's the ring pull.
Oh, well, not that smart then, is he?
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, we might not be the fastest at maths, but we'll be surviving the poxy clips.
I think I've got a good chance of surviving the poxy clips.
Have you?
I've got basic cooking knowledge, so you know I could whip something up. It might not be the best, but I'd be all right. I could just about, and I can make clothes, so I won't get cold, and I can run reasonably okay.
So you can outrun the zombies.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the fastest.
So
yeah, I'm not particularly fast. I'm not, super speedy Usain Bolt or whatever, but I'm faster than a zombie.
I think I need a slurp of caramel liqueur.
I think you do.
In my kiddie cup.
I've nearly finished my glass of wine. I'm definitely self-medicating tonight, I tell you. I daren't eat anything else though.
It is nice to actually smell and taste something.
Is it fully back now?
More or less.
I'm
still having issues with garlic.
As in you can't taste it, or it doesn't taste right?
Doesn't taste as much.
Right, okay. But you can still recognise it as garlic, it's just weaker.
Yeah. And I know I'm putting loads in.
So the vampires will stay away for a few more weeks. There's no issue with that, is there?
Oh, it's fine. If I'm anything like I used to be, we would go up to Scotland, Jake's dad and I, when Kevin and I were married, and he would wander into a cloud of midges and be eaten alive. And I'd go in, one would bite me, and the word would get out.
Don't touch this one.
This one is full of garlic.
Funny,
and they'd all go.
Isn't it funny how they sometimes like one person and then they don't like the other one? Well, that reminds me of...
is he A negative? And I think Jake is, and they get eaten alive. I get a couple of bites, but they pretty much leave me alone, and I'm more positive.
Yeah.
Mike always gets really badly bitten, and he's AB negative.
So that's the rarer one, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I'm the most common. What's that? That's
OPOS.
Yeah. OPOS, yeah, that's me. Just boring, common. But yeah, that garlic thing, that reminds me of when I was watching Carrie on Henry the other day.
Oh, yeah.
French wife, and she's like, hang on a minute, and she eats, I like the garlic.
Yeah, she said chef added to everything on the table.
Yeah.
And it is quite pungent if you've never had it before, isn't it?
Well, yeah. And definitely if you're not eating it as well, you can smell it really strongly on somebody else.
Oh, Anna says both kids are up now, so it's about time, really.
So what's that, about 11 o'clock in the morning? 11:15?
Something like that. Yvonne says that she's going to send other people outside in the poxy clips because she can't outrun anyone. Yeah, I'm with you there, Yvonne.
Not everybody has to be able to run.
Yeah, but she can make basic bread, cook and knit and sew, so she's going to be fine. She's going to have clothes.
Because people will look after you. It's like a trade then, isn't it? A trade of skills. Those who can run, and they'll go out and get the food, and the others will stay at home and cook it or make clothes or whatever. So it'll be fine. You just got to trade those skills. Arthur's laid down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fasted. He's given up mithering me.
So are we going to do the announcements?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm loving the enthusiasm there.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say, should we announce that we're going out for our clap for carers again? But no, we've got a more important.
Yeah, have you got your pink post-it?
That's what I was looking for. That's why I was a little bit distracted, because I definitely saved them from last week.
Because I'm an idiot, I forgot to do the FO and whip prizes last week. Because I didn't remind
we both
Emma.
Forgot, to be fair, it wasn't just you.
So, you know.
Yeah.
So we've got
4
2 of each this week.
Yeah. Go on then, go for it.
So the favourite FO from last week was from Jadzia.
Which was brilliant.
Yeah, just amazing colours.
I was going to say the colour, yeah.
And this one, VA Crochet 2 on Ravelry, Rita.
Yes, Rita.
That was the FOs, wasn't it? And then the whip photos, J Yarns and Nita Rose this week. It was really, really hard to choose between photographs this time.
So many good ones.
Some forwards that were going in, we're like, but what about this?
Yeah.
So yeah.
But luckily we did have, the extra prizes to give out, because
Yeah, it's good. So we'll be dropping them a message on Ravelry tomorrow and letting them know what they need to do to claim their plan codes for those.
I'm going to give all 4 of them a round of applause. Woo!
Yeah, since we're in clapping mode tonight. Do I need to get a pan and a wooden spoon, do you think?
Do you know what? I was thinking of getting something a little bit more interesting. I want, do you know, like a kazoo? Oh, I've got some kazoos left over from Christmas.
You know, there's a phrase I didn't think I'd hear today. Was that on anybody else's radar for tonight's knit along or craft along?
Well, I've got a kazoo left over from Christmas.
Oh, and kazoo's plural.
Yeah, because we got a kit of them, and you play songs on them
each a different note.
Yeah. Or are they? No, I think it's like literally you're supposed to play something on your kazoo and somebody's supposed to guess what it is.
Okay.
I can't remember. Anyway, we got them from VHS. But yeah.
Yeah, there's only you could come out with that at Easter.
I like to entertain, What would you do without me?
Well, I think over the weekend what you should do is get the kazoos out and play something.
Well, Caitlin did practice before Christmas. I didn't know this. But we had the pack ready for Christmas dinner, post-dinner entertainment between the 2 courses. And yeah, the little monster, I was like, what's that noise? She's hiding in the front room practicing so that she could sound good. What's that all about?
I like the way she thinks. She's obviously a very determined young lady, isn't she?
She wants to win. She really does. Yeah. And I'm just looking at the corner because I'm pretty sure the kazoos are in that corner.
Oh, Yvonne says exactly. She's going to trade her skills for goods. Sensible
Good
approach.
Yvonne.
Anna's saying yay, and Vil is clapping for the prizes. So yeah, really good this week.
I would trade with Yvonne. I'll go out and I'll search out the gluten-free flour that there's obviously going to be loads of during an apocalypse.
Right.
And then she can make me bread with that.
Oh, Anna says her kids have been playing with the noisemakers from New Year. Is that the thing where you blow it and it the
like thing?
That one?
Yeah. Party blowers?
Something like that.
Although that could be rude. Could be a bit misconstrued, that one, couldn't it?
Oh, Yvonne says cheers. She's having her last beer left from New Year's.
Oh.
You've been quite disciplined there, haven't you, Yvonne?
She's doing well.
Oh, Anna's saying yes, that's exactly the thing.
Right. Oh, look, I'm pouring a second glass.
Is it helping?
Actually, it is, definitely. It's at least taken my mind off of it, that's for sure. So, Yvonne, cheers. You enjoy your last beer for New Year's. And Lorraine's going to get her nice, is it caramel, did you say?
Caramel liqueur.
Caramel. Yeah. Mm.
When I was shopping the other day, I actually managed to get some more salted caramel flavouring. So I've already had a request from the person who lives upstairs to say, oh, you're going to make some of those biscuits with the salted caramel flavouring, which were really just accidental because I'd run out of vanilla.
They're obviously a hit.
They were good.
Even without any taste buds.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell they were sweet, but that was about as much as I got from them.
So when you make the fresh batch with your taste buds back, you'll be able to fully appreciate them this week.
I will, yeah.
Did Jake lose his taste as well?
Yes. Yeah, the sad thing is, the lockdown was announced the night before my birthday, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, on the Monday.
And it was Mother's Day.
The day before.
Sunday.
Yeah.
And I was joking about how I hadn't got a card. Well, he'd never been out of bed, never been anywhere. He really wasn't well, and neither was I. So we just joked about it. He said, oh, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I said, oh, let's just stay in and I'll cook a meal at home. How about that? But on the Wednesday night when we were feeling a wee bit better, he ordered a takeaway. I've got these beautiful pizzas. I mean, they were absolutely crammed with topping and all delivered and paid online, no effort at all.
Yeah.
And we're sat there and he passes me this big slice of garlic bread and says, can you taste the garlic? And I'm thinking, there's no garlic on this bread. I can't taste it. And then I thought, oh, maybe it's just me because this virus can kill your sense of taste and smell. So
yeah,
maybe it's my fault. And he went, well, there's no garlic on it. I can't taste it. I can't smell it. But the dogs could.
Really?
They were absolutely drooling. They're not allowed garlic, but my goodness, it gets them excited.
Well, it has got a very particular smell, hasn't it? And they've got a lot of smell receptors, bless them.
Yeah. Oh, Yvonne says she forgot about her beer. Yeah, I do that. Oh, Vil says cheers.
Cheers, Vil.
Yeah.
Cheers.
This
wine's going down too well.
Yeah. Don't know.
Oh, I'm on my second glass now.
You're going to be squiffed by the time we go out the front door.
And I've swapped.
You're going to be clapping like that.
I've swapped my Bojo's out of intensive care apparently.
Oh, good. That's
yeah,
good
I'm
news.
pleased. I really am pleased about that. Yeah, I've swapped my dog walk because normally, obviously, I do Monday to Thursday and Callum does Friday and Saturday. But because I wanted to get to the supermarket super early. Callum walked him today, so I have to get up tomorrow to do the dog walk. But actually, it might be a good thing. I might need to clear my head.
Yeah.
Do you know when you just don't want to get out of bed, but actually when you get back afterwards and you go, oh, that fresh air did me the world of good.
Yeah. I do tend to find though that after that kind of evening, what I want most is crispy bacon, sausages, and fried eggs, mushrooms, and tomatoes.
Salt and fat, that's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, put a lining on your stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well. Just now the lining's a bit thick. We're just not going to discuss that.
Well, honestly, my stomach was just woof. It goes out here, and we won't discuss what else happens, but we'll just leave it there.
Yeah,
that's enough information, isn't it? Yeah. But I do have plenty of bacon in because I've got 2 lots in the freezer, and I did get 2 more today.
I've got 1 pack of medallions, I think.
Oh, right. I like the fatty bit on the end. I'm not doing Slimming World, so £170 I spent in Tesco's this morning. Ouch.
Wow.
But do you know what half of the problem is? Because you're not allowed to browse either. And because, you're going it around in a line, aren't you? You can't overtake the person in front of you, and the person behind you can't overtake.
Well, so they were keen to impress upon us in Asda's that if you pick it up,
you've got to keep
it back.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find their own sage, which is usually about 70p. So I pick up the Schwartz one and then spot the Asda one. And the Schwartz one's £1.70.
I know. Honestly.
So I ended up having to pay for that. And then I thought, well, I'm having the cheap one as well.
Yeah.
Because I can't stand that I've paid that much for the same thing.
So you do end up, this is what I said to Callum. I said, obviously budgeting went out of the window. I wanted Flora, couldn't find the Flora until after I picked up something else. So obviously I had to have whatever it was that I'd already picked up. I picked up the finest potatoes because it didn't look like they had many potatoes. Yet when you move along a little bit, the cheaper ones were just further on, weren't they? So silly things like that your budget's gone out the window. And then I'd picked up pizzas as well. And I said to him, I'm sorry, son. I said, the diet has gone out the window. The meal planning has gone out the window. I've just grabbed a load of random stuff that I know people like, and we'll just have to have what we've got.
That's all you can do. Unless you do quite a bit of prep. To be fair, I've got soup on the stove that I made yesterday. And to make that a bit more interesting, I added half a small tub of Aldi, the low-fat soft cheese with garlic and herbs.
Oh, yummy.
And stirred that through. And of course, it's cool at night, so there's no need necessarily. A month from now, it might not be the case, but I didn't need to put it in the fridge overnight. I just made sure I simmered it this morning.
Yeah.
Make sure there was no problem with it. And I've had that for lunch and before my dinner, and that's been really enjoyable. And I know that I'm getting some vegetables down my neck in a really easy way, and it's tasty. But not everybody likes soup. Not everybody likes certain textures. Sometimes it's quite challenging. And tonight, I asked Jake what he wanted. I told him what the options were, which the list was fairly considerable, it has to be said.
Yeah.
And what he wanted was Aldi Cumberland sausages.
Nice.
With wraps. And I said, I'll put some lettuce out for you then, because, at least you've got some vegetables then. Thinking, well done, Mum. Healthy option.
Did he eat the lettuce?
Well, I saw him take the dish upstairs as I'd been to the little girl's room and to scrub my hands and my face and whatnot and put some lippy on and all of that, and come back downstairs. I've gone to grab me clean top.
Yeah.
And then wandered into the kitchen to think, right, cup of tea, booze, get that sorted. and all the lettuce is on the counter.
So he didn't take it.
So it doesn't matter how well intentioned you are. It's there. It's up to him. If I had put some jarred peppers or slices of red onion, he'd have probably had that.
I like red onion, but I can't eat it.
Oh, I love red onion.
I can't get kidney beans. Well, I don't know. See, the thing is, I went to a different shop this morning that I'm not used to because I knew they opened super early. So I don't know if I just missed them, but I definitely was in the canned vegetable aisle and I didn't see any. So I just think you can't get them, because the last time I did manage to get a delivery, they didn't bring my kidney beans either.
Oh,
but I did manage to get
Aldi
eggs.
have had them, but oh, you got eggs then? That's
I got eggs. And then, well, they said no more than 3 of any item at all. So literally all the things were 3 items only. And there was a guy there, and I said to him, I said, "Oh, excuse me, what, you know, when it says 3 only, you've got 3 different sorts of eggs. You've got, you know, 6 eggs, you've got 10 eggs, you've got 12 eggs. Does that mean I can get 3 lots of 12 eggs?" And he went, "Yeah, I don't see why not. It says 3 items." I was like, bonus, I'm having them. Because we do eat a lot of eggs. You know, like Callum will have steak and chips, but I'll have egg and chips. And
Jake likes fried eggs on toast and things.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm rather partial to that myself every now and then.
It's definitely a meal for us, an egg. Callum has eggs every day. He'll have eggs in the evening. So he'll have a cooked dinner at lunchtime. And then in the evening, he'll have eggs on toast, or he'll have a fried egg sandwich or something. That's his tea every night. You know, so we do go through a lot of eggs.
Oh, Jennifer says, "Are you drinking the wine I got you, Mum?" to Vil.
Yeah.
Vil says, "Hey, Jen." No, she had some in the other bottle. How many bottles have you got, Vil? I like the style.
She's a prepared lady. I like it.
Oh, you have to watch. Jennifer's having trouble. Facebook's being mean and keeps spinning her out and refreshing. Watch it on replay.
Yeah. Hashtag replay.
Oh, and Dad's in the house. Hi, Daddy.
Woo!
And Rita's joined.
Yay,
hey,
Rita. She missed our news.
Oh, yeah. You'll have to watch from the beginning, Rita, and find out who won some prize codes.
Is that like wink, wink?
Might be. Not very good at winking.
What, like when you go, Oh, love it. Oh, look. Nice to see Daddy in the house, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll be checking up on you, making sure you're not running him up.
Oh, yeah, see. He does keep us organised, doesn't he, your Daddy?
He does.
I spoke to my Daddy today.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he seems all right. He's still having to go out to the shops. My mum obviously stays at home. It was so funny. I'm talking to him, and then he goes, "Oh, hang on a minute. I'll just pass you to your mum because I've got to wheel her into the bathroom because she's in a wheelchair." Yeah. So I'm talking to my mum. "Hiya, you're right." She said, "Yeah, I'm just going in the toilet." And I'm going, "But you're not going in the toilet because, you know, that's not very hygienic." Like this, and she's like, what? And then she hands the phone back to my dad while she goes to the loo. And then he's like, "Oh, hang on a minute, I'll give you back to your mum because I've got to wheel her back to her chair." So I was having 2 conversations over 4 different occasions, and I was getting a bit confused with who I was talking to about what.
Oh, Vil's shouting to my dad. She's saying, "Hi, Basie," because that's what Emma used to call him. She couldn't say Dave. Basie. Basie, yeah.
Oh, Blair. Don't you just love kiddie names? We had a granddad that was called Dada because my older brother couldn't say granddad when he was little. We used to call him Dada, so it stuck. Bless. It's like Downton Abbey. They call him Donk, don't they? Instead of granddad.
Oh, yeah.
Donk. Got to love pet names, haven't you?
Well, you have, yeah.
So did I tell you about Phil being Grandad Blue?
No.
Well, when we went down to Portsmouth last year, my mum was in hospital and my dad had been like going backwards and forwards, and Katrina had asked us round for a barbecue for our tea. So because he'd been going backwards and forwards, I said to my dad to come for the barbecue as well, so he wasn't going home to an empty house and wasn't having to cook his own tea. So everyone was calling him Grandad and then my husband Grandad, and poor little Henry was getting confused, and he said something about Grandad, and my dad answered him and he went, "No, Blue Grandad," because Phil was wearing a blue shirt. And so since then he's been Blue Grandad, and he'll be Blue Grandad for the rest of his life now.
Oh, my dad says, riveting watching a couple of birds knitting and nattering, you're the cure for insomniacs.
No. This is the cure for insomnia. Oh, bless.
But Yvonne conversely says that she switched her weekly phone call with her mum to Wednesday so that she could join us tonight. So there you are.
Big fan.
Boo for you, Daddy.
Yvonne's a big fan. So is Rita. Rita's always coming in to see us.
Oh, yeah.
And Phil, actually. Phil always tries to join us.
Phil and Tanya very often pops in, doesn't she?
Yeah. It reminds me of Arnie in Jingle All the Way, where he is always saying, "You're my number one fan," on the phone to everyone. Do you remember that bit?
No, I don't. It is
there you
unusual for an Arnie film and me not to remember it. Not that I think about him at all.
With what's her name? Tom Hanks's wife is in it, isn't she? She's Arnie's wife.
Rita,
that's her. I do love Jingle All the Way.
I love her in Sleepless in Seattle.
Do you know, I haven't seen Sleepless in Seattle in so long, I couldn't even place her in it.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, when Annie gets in touch with him and wants to meet at the top of the tower, doesn't she? The Empire State Building.
Yeah.
On whatever day it is.
Yeah.
But when they're discussing it, he's got this friend and wife round for dinner, and the wife's going, "Oh my God, that's like an affair to remember," and she's getting all emotional and she's in tears. And
that's her.
Yeah, that's her. And then the two men sort of share a glance across the table, and then Tom Hanks starts talking about the Dirty Dozen or something like that, and when he gets blown up. And
so it just goes to show the difference between men and women, basically.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they didn't get it at all, but they completely bested her. It was really funny. Yvonne quite rightly points out that it helps her feel connected to Theos and heroes.
And it's nice for us.
So my dad very helpfully says, been looking for a bottle of red wine fortified with tranks to stop the wife banging her head against the wall because she's stir crazy. Yeah, she's
That's
not
one for
being
talking
cooped
about.
up, my mother. She doesn't see it as being home to stay safe. She feels that she
stuck
really
at
does
home.
feel locked in. Whereas I'm thinking, yay, I don't have to go anywhere.
The only thing that's upsetting me about this at the moment is Woolfest.
Yeah, that is a bit gutting. But, you know, next year.
That is the only thing. Well, we'll just have to, hopefully, it'll be all right for Yarndale. We'll just have to do Yarndale again.
Yeah.
I can't think of any others later in the year at the moment.
The Full Monty in Sheffield, even that's about June or July.
Yeah, the one in Wales is earlier in the year as well.
Yeah, I don't fancy Wonderwool at all.
It just
get to.
feels, yeah, that's what I was going to say. It just feels like it's going to be a bit of a nightmare to get there.
It's a long drive. I can drive to Edinburgh in a lot less time.
I was going to say it keeps getting pushed further down the list because we're definitely supposed to be doing Edinburgh next year, aren't we?
Oh, Dad says we'll buy a ball.
What kind of ball?
I don't know.
Stress ball?
There's obviously a joke there somewhere.
It's just gone whoosh for me, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Oh, we might be talking about the wool Monty.
A ball of wool.
The wool Monty.
Wool Monty. What's wool Monty?
Well, it's a play on the full Monty, isn't it?
Yeah, but what is it? Is it something specific, or is he just...
The wool Monty is a yarn festival, but
Where?
the full Monty isn't. It's in Sheffield.
I have not heard of the wool Monty.
It was the first year last year.
I was going to say, but it makes sense that it's in Sheffield.
Well, yeah, because of the film.
I absolutely love that film. Phil and I went on one of our first dates to watch that at the cinema. 1994.
I'm going to say it's a while ago.
Yeah.
I remember Prince Charles being on the news, standing in the dole queue, dancing to Hot Love, Donna Summer.
Need some hot love, baby, this evening. I need some hot stuff, baby, tonight. Do you love it?
Anna says, ta-ta for now. Dad dropped off some chocolate for the kids and her son wants to play with his math game. That means the computer's gone. So have fun. He says he'll have a ball of wool, he says.
About a ball
It'll
of wool.
have to be cashmere for you, Dad, because you like it really super soft. You don't like the rough, itchy stuff, do you?
I just found some Signatures 4-ply just shoved on the side randomly. It's a nice grey colour though. Look at that. Gorgeous.
We're saying hi to Bill now. You just all talk amongst yourselves.
I'm just thinking about the full Monty.
Oh, that looks nice.
What looks nice?
Sorry, I'm looking on the other screen, which is a lag behind the yarn, the 4
Oh, my yarn. Yeah, that stuff
So,
that's just randomly on the shelf.
Quick flash.
Go on, flash. The blanket of the air. Jumper. This is never ending.
It'll be done soon because you've got less stitches every time.
Nothing nice about itchy balls. Your dad gets worse. Has he been on the wine?
Don't know. They don't usually have a drink on a weeknight.
Yeah,
Well,
but tomorrow's not a weeknight. Tomorrow's a holiday.
Yeah, because it's and to be fair, there's no days of the week anymore. It's just this day, that day, someday, another day.
In our
no
group
sense
chat,
of time whatsoever.
well, in our group chat this morning, my friend had put on there, it's Friday today because obviously there's no work tomorrow, and I put on a GIF on there saying, but today's Tuesday, but yesterday was Tuesday, and today's Tuesday, and it was like this confused face because you just don't know, do you?
No, I haven't got a Scooby from one day to the next.
Every day is Tuesday.
It's either a day or a day.
It's either today or tomorrow or yesterday.
Yeah, or that. Or...
It'll be fine. Where are we going tomorrow? Has anyone got any exciting plans for the weekend? Jetting off anywhere?
I
Going on a plane?
I thought I'd stay in.
Right, okay.
If it's warm enough, which it might be,
yeah,
I've got a table and chairs in the front garden, and from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it is boiling out on that front. It's a real sun trap.
Lovely.
So I thought I might take my blanket out
and work on it.
Work on that in the front garden. In the mornings, the sun is at the back of the house in the back garden, and again, it's a bit of a sun trap there just for that few hours. So sometimes in the morning, I'll work outside, take my laptop out there and sit with the dogs because Mocha likes to warm her bum on the concrete.
Well, you know, there's nothing nicer than a warm bum.
Yeah.
It's supposed to get cold over the weekend, though, isn't it?
I believe the temperature is going to drop, but I'm not sure
Mm.
when. But it's fine.
Yeah, over the weekend, and then it's going to climb next week. What
Yeah,
we really need, we need a lot of rain this weekend.
to keep people in.
Yeah,
The COVIDiots.
yes, that's what we need.
You see that about them two guys on the way from Yorkshire with bloody canoes.
No, I didn't.
No, they were sent home. Oh, we thought we'd just come and do a spot of canoeing. How about
Really?
taking it home?
Well, you know, if you get the urge, well, I could think of somewhere to put the canoe.
Well, my dad suggested that they just needed a couple of holes in the bottom for them.
That would be funny, and then film them.
But you know, oh, I have a knot.
Oh no! What are you going to do?
Bit of a yarn bath going on there.
Well, what's happened?
No.
That's what I say to the dog all the time when he drops his ball. Oh no! What happened?
Does Mum say that to you, Dad, when you drop your ball?
Have you got a ball bag? I've got plenty of ball bags, me.
And my mum would probably say it ball bag, because that's
Ball
the
bag.
Spanish. Ball bag.
Ball. It's a ball.
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 Ball. On the wall.
On the wall. Are you going
On
to
the
put
wall.
a shawl?
Yeah, my shawl, because it's cold out there, isn't it?
Oh, any second now, and she'll be saying, "Get out of my pub.
Get out of my pub." I even had that yesterday when I was ringing up with my broken car, and the guy saying, "Where are you?" Nunthorpe. Well, you don't sound like you're from Nunthorpe. Well, duh, no, but that doesn't mean that I'm not in Nunthorpe. And also, I think sometimes I sound it a bit more when I've been talking to my parents, like I was this morning.
Yeah, you pick it up again.
Yeah, because like I got my letter from Bojo today. Yay! I was so excited to read it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, and I could even hear him, like his voice reading it to me. And I read it out to Phil on the phone, and like, because I'll go, hour. Like that, and I went, no, that's not how you say it. It's our, because up here they say our, don't they? Our family, our brother. It's our family. Oh, let there be light.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, let there be light, and there was.
Yeah, I might have to move it behind the laptop.
Is that your round ringy one?
No, it's one. I have two daylight lamps. I wonder if I can show you this one. Lift it up.
Ooh.
I have two of those next to my desk, and it just stops any sort of seasonal affective disorder.
Yes.
Having plenty of light in the house, although to be fair, the front of the house gets a lot of light because it's a big window.
I get that sad thing. I really don't enjoy the dark mornings.
No, Mike's rubbish in the winter. He's fit for nothing. Not mind you, most of the year last year is fit for nothing. But
I coped really well with the change of clocks this time. Normally, it knocks me out for a good week or a fortnight, especially this time of the year when it's getting nice and light in the morning, and then they move the clocks forward and it's still dark when you're getting up, and it kind of puts you back. Oh, look at that.
yeah,
but this
look,
year I coped
ends
well.
woven in.
Yeah, but those ones aren't.
Well, I've just done that stripe.
Well, you know, come on, get on with it.
No, you have to do a few stripes. Oh, and there's that stripe today.
Yeah.
That's the ones I've done since we've gone live.
So is that why you've got the hay fever? I still haven't found my clap for our carers sign.
You might have to write a new one.
I know. That's shocking. That's
You
like
haven't got
3
long
weeks in a
now.
row. 3 weeks in a row. Look, I've opened that drawer and the dog thinks I'm getting sweeties out. He's such a pig.
Okay, so I'm just checking in with everybody's replies because you asked what everyone was going to be doing. My dad said he's going to drink, but only out of compulsion.
That's so that he doesn't think about your mum.
Yvonne says she might go for a walk, obviously observing social distancing, and she's got great weather there.
Oh, well done, Yvonne.
Bill says she might wander into the garden, hide some Easter eggs, and then go and find them on Sunday morning.
Yeah, but that's not fair because she knows where they are.
Yeah, but we're the sort of age group where what we know today, it means nothing tomorrow, and by Sunday, she might as well have not even hidden them.
It's true. That is true. I'm just going to partake of my chocolate in here. I bought Caitlin two Easter eggs today. They were £6 each, or 2 for £7.
Right.
So I got a 2.
Yeah, you're going to hate me now because what do we do about Easter eggs?
Well, you and me, or you and Jake?
Us, yeah. Jake and I. What do we do about Easter eggs?
You're not having any.
Well, the thing is, I wait until after Monday or Tuesday until they're all reduced in the shops, and then I spend what I was going to spend on him, and he gets 3-4 times as much.
See, I would do that, but I really don't intend to be going to the shops very soon now.
Well, no, and that's the thing. I won't be hitting the shops either. So it's.
And she did specifically ask, like I've spoken to the pair of them about it. Callum said he didn't want any at all this year. So I'll either give him the money or save it and just like buy him chocolate bars. I mean, can you imagine? He likes Boost bars and stuff like that. How much chocolate is he going to get for £7?
Yvonne, do you have a little bit of a balcony? I know she doesn't have a garden, but I was just.
Yeah.
I seem to remember that she might have some pots. Yeah.
It's nice, even if you can sit next to like an open door or something, isn't it, at the moment?
Just to get the air through and
feel
the sun on you.
But if you're sitting outside your open front door, sometimes you can just look a little bit weird. I found my sign.
Nobody ever does any sort of worrying about that here.
Yeah, because
people will happily sit on the front doorstep or or on the street and just chat to one another.
I saw some woman walking up the road in her pajamas this morning. Shocking. Standards have definitely dropped.
I may have taken the recycling out in my pajamas.
Yeah, but that's allowed. That's always been allowed.
And I was still in my pajamas when they arrived to collect it, and I went outside to say, thanks guys, doing a great job.
Anything involving bins, you are allowed to be in your pajamas. I'm sorry, it is the rule. It's allowed. It's always been allowed. It always will be allowed. But this woman was properly walking up the road. She obviously had pajamas on, coat, Ugg boots. Sorry, pajamas and Ugg boots, that just shows a complete lack of commitment. She needs to sort it out.
I don't know, maybe she'd left the house to avoid killing her children.
No, she had one with her.
Okay. Well, maybe it was her favourite one.
You're just too nice. Why can't you just say that walking down the street in pyjamas and Ugg boots, even in the time of an apocalypse, is wrong?
Well, I think standards are definitely slipping, which is why I went with a cardigan and a proper top today. And I put my jeans on. And
I've still got my jeans on. Now, I mean, come on, we both know me. Thursday evening, normally
generally it's Jimmy Jams, isn't it? It's not like you. I need to just quickly message Jake upstairs to say
is he coming to clap?
8 o'clock clap.
Somebody, what was I watching earlier? Oh, I was watching the government thingy at 5 o'clock. I always watch the 5 o'clock briefing. Yeah. And Dominic Raab was trying to say clap for our carers, and he said cap for our clarers.
No, it was somebody asking him a question. It was one of the journalists.
Said cap for our clarers.
Yeah, and he said it.
I laughed.
Trying to correct himself, and it wouldn't come out.
I howled. at that. I absolutely howled. Bless
Ben or
him.
someone. Oh, Jake said last night, I meant to tell you that a mate from work, someone else on the apprenticeship scheme, his dad is one of the bosses and he's in hospital, younger than I am.
Right.
No underlying health conditions, pneumonia and the virus. So
that's shocking.
we've sent
The
a
thing
message.
is, I mean, this is what I was saying to my friend. There's no guarantees. Just because you're of a certain age, it doesn't say you will be really poorly with this or you will be fine with this. There is no guarantee. There's that 90-odd-year-old lady who's fine. She's come through it. She survived, and she's probably had a hell of a time, bless her. But she's still with us.
You think this is specific enough? I've put clap at 8 p.m. Don't forget.
No, I don't think so. That could be anything. I mean, come on. Are you coming to clap at 8 p.m.? You know, look, gone to clap for our carers. I found it. Hashtag NHS. Woo woo.
Oh, he says yes. He's obviously on the
is he coming?
Yeah.
I wonder if I can put my...
And Mum and Dad will be going out to the front because Mum won't let Dad get away without doing it. And she'll be out there with pots and pans and all the rest of it.
Does that work?
Yes.
It's, you know, I've put my wine on the laptop.
I didn't see that.
No, don't tell my husband. But it's fine. I bought it for my own money. There we go. Look at that. How's that? Is that awesome. Going to work?
Yeah, we're all right. Oh, it's 5:02 now, according to my laptop. I'll just check that on there.
I need to find a kazoo, I think.
Oh, that'd be good.
Let me see if I can find one. My dog's just laid down at my feet. How rude. Arthur, darling. Good boy. Oh! Do you think it's too much to wear Christmas boppers?
No.
Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Where's Caitlin's kazoo? I bet I won't find... Oh, yes.
Oh, so Yvonne does have a balcony, but it's a mess, and she's got no spoons at the moment to clean it, which, for those who don't understand the terminology, when we say spoons, we mean that she's tired and she's got no energy. You only have so many spoonfuls of energy for the day. So,
I was lacking in
does sound better, doesn't it? I find that if you wear a mask and cough really loudly, people respect the social distancing. Have you got the kazoos? Have you found them?
What? That's not working, is it? Arthur! Arthur doesn't like the kazoos. They don't even work.
He's obviously not happy.
What? How do you get these things to work?
I don't know. Okay, Bill's going to watch some TV, so see you next time, Bill. Enjoy your wine.
Arthur!
Love to Jennifer and Emma. And Buttons the cat. Let's not forget Buttons the cat.
Right, I'm going to go and see if my daughter can get these things.
Right, I'm going to go and get my son and get organised for the clap for carers and
right, I'll see you in a minute.
Find a pan and a wooden spoon or something.
Have fun.
See you shortly. I'll leave the mic on so you may hear us.
Stand away, you.
Well, I think we started a bit early out there, but there was certainly plenty of people. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you. We've just been outside clapping for the carers. Yeah. I went out with my trusty pan and a wooden spoon. Worked it out. It was good to see a reasonable number of the street out, but disappointing to see some others who've had an awful lot of help who haven't come out. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't know how long it'll be before Emma gets back to us. She's obviously downstairs, whereas I'm actually about, I don't know, 6 or 7 yards away from our front door. So it's, don't really have to toddle very far in a small house, do you? Settle down. Oh, I can hear the kazoos at Emma's house. It's not really good. Can anybody else hear that? Stop it. Stop it. Does sound like she's bringing it back. I apologise for this because I'm the one that asked for a kazoo concert. Very good. Did everyone come out? They didn't on our street. No. Plenty of did. I'm sorry, that was just like an episode of the Clangers.
I was like going to Caitlin, these kazoos don't work. I'm going like that and go. She says you got it in the wrong way round and you're supposed to hum. My neighbours have just been laughing at me. I said to them, see you next week.
Yeah, Yvonne says it's rather controversial in Germany as most of the nurses say they don't like the clapping after having funds and personnel reduced for years. I completely agree, and a lot of our nurses have said the same thing.
Well, that was one of the questions tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he wouldn't commit, but they're going to have to give them a pay rise. I'm sorry, they're going to have to. But people have been
not
saying,
just them. Retail workers, all the minimum wage drivers,
people like cleaners,
posties, who have been on crap wages for years. There needs to be a minimum income. That
living wage.
Gets. Yeah, no, a minimum income. I don't care if it's a wage or a stipend.
Yeah, but it's like a proper living one, not even what they're calling the living wage.
It needs to be a living wage because living wage doesn't actually give you any kind of lifestyle at all.
The thing is, what I think that this has brought home, people who are well off and are okay, they're doing all right. They're the ones working from home. It's the ones that are on the minimum wage that are out there having to go to work every day, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, I know nurses aren't actually on minimum wage, but when you consider the fact that they've been to university for 3 years, they've got a degree, and when you think about what their job entails, they're equivalent of minimum wage, really, aren't they? Let's be honest. And like I say, they're not actually on minimum wage, but the wage that they're paid is not fair.
Well, and I think the other issue as well is that to come to this country, you have to earn something like, I don't know what the exact figure is, but let's say it's £25,000 for round figure.
Yeah.
A nurse doesn't earn that.
Exactly. I know.
So if you're of no value to this society, if you earn less than that, it's probably 60% of the population who's on less than that, maybe more.
And I mean, relatively speaking, nurses are on a really crap wage, but who is worse are people who are like carers that are going into other people's houses for
they're
half
on
an hour.
appalling money, absolutely disgraceful money.
And they're really in danger, you know, going from house to house.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just think that if this has done nothing, it surely got to have brought into stark contrast the differences. Well, I mean, we all knew it anyway, let's be honest. But
yeah, well, perhaps they need to vote that way. But, you know.
I think what happened in December, it was more of a presidential style campaign, to be perfectly honest. And you know, politics aside, I actually think Bojo's an all right kind of guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you were just going to say who would you rather go and have a pint with, I'd rather go and have a pint with Bojo than Jeremy. And that is how a lot of people voted in the end. Because
it's a shame, because we met Jeremy Corbyn up here in one of the Cumbrian floods.
Yeah.
And nobody from that government
came
and turned up.
Yeah.
Not one of them bothered their backsides. It was like they didn't even know the place existed. And he spent a day in these flood hit communities. He helped people clean up. He was hands-on. He was kind.
Yeah.
He gave people hugs and stuff like that. And then his advisor said, we really have to go. And this lady said, oh, what a shame, because over there, they've been much worse hit than us. And he'd been really shocked at how badly hit this community had been. And he said, how far away is it? And she wrote him down directions. And he said, cancel everything else. We'll go in there. Was there a camera in sight?
No. And I'm not saying that he's not a nice guy. I bet, right, if you went out for a pint with him, he'd be really interesting to talk to. And he would be great company. And he's a lovely, lovely guy who just wants the best for everyone.
One of our volunteers, Ray, met him on the train and they shared Marmite sandwiches, apparently.
Exactly. However, out of the two of them, in that situation, on camera, in front of people, with the spin, which one of them comes out best?
Oh, it was very carefully staged managed.
It really was. It was. This is why I say it was a presidential style campaign. You know, it was all about the personality and who looks better on the camera, who can give a good speech. And not about who. Yeah, honestly, they really did.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not a Labour supporter. Anyone that knows me will know that that is not me. But if you look at the packages that are being put together to help people now and the amount of money that's having to be spent in the economy, I think you'll find that socialism.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that I support one party or another. I don't. I have voted for everyone, really, all the parties across my lifetime. I look at the policies and I decide which one fits me. I wouldn't ever say, because there's a lot of it up here where I live. My mother-in-law, I vote Labour. Why do you vote Labour? Because my husband voted Labour and he told me to vote Labour. Yeah, but why? Well, because his dad voted Labour, so he votes Labour because his dad voted Labour. Yeah, but why? Do you know? Nobody could say, because I like this policy or I like that policy. It drives me mad.
Tribal.
Yeah,
it's tribal.
Yeah. And my parents agree.
Catherine's injured herself.
No, what's she done?
Well, she says she thinks she's done with her dumb moves quarantine now, everything in freeze. She was ready to go for a bike ride with her son, forgot her gloves in the garage. The automatic door was coming down, so she stuck her foot under the automatic door, which has a sensor on it, but it didn't stop. And it did open again, but not after it had clumped on her foot. At which point, helpful teenage son says, what do you do that for? Knowing that, like the sarcastic tone that we get. It's not broken, doesn't appear to be bruised as yet. So hopefully that's it for her run for injury.
Oh, I can actually feel that. Am I the only person that when we watch TV, if somebody gets hurt on the telly, I actually properly feel what happens to people?
Jake, when he was about 4, had a problem. Oh no, he'd be younger. He must have been about 2. It must have been when we first moved to Milham. And he was in a nappy at night time, just at weekends, because he slept later and just in case. Maybe he was a bit younger, could have been 18 months, but whatever. I'll put a nappy on him at night. And I'm taking this nappy off in the morning and looking up at said equipment thinking, that doesn't look right. I mean, I'm no expert. Not any kit that I've got. I've seen a few, but you know.
You've seen a couple, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sort of looking at it and thinking, So I shouts himself and said, do you have a look at this? And he instantly crossed his legs and winced and sort of went, oh. And he went, that's not right. And I'm thinking, well, my instincts were good. And he's on the phone to the doctor at Broughton. And it's this elderly gentleman doctor, lovely, lovely man. And Kevin said you could hear him on the phone going, ouch. He could describe what was going on. And he said, yeah, by the time you get him to me, I'm just going to send you to A&E. So he said,
just go straight there.
Just take him to Barrow. This was from nearly at Milham, so it's a 40-minute journey, even on a good day. And I thought, what can I do? I don't know what to do. And I thought,
was he crying? Was he in pain?
I was really upset, and this was purple and sore and huge and swollen and really unpleasant looking. And I'm thinking, oh. So I packed it with wet wipes and put the nappy back on.
Did that help a bit, do you think?
And we went to the hospital, and we're in the children's bit at A&E. This doctor come in and said, okay, so what's the problem? So I'm explaining, and I opened up the nappy, and he went, whoa. And then almost hobbled out as if he'd been kicked. Well, this is getting ridiculous.
Did he have a torsion or something?
Quite a bit later, bearing in mind that I am not a tiny girl.
Yeah.
This lady came in who made me look like Twiggy.
Oh, wow.
Really, bridesmaid material. You know, top of the list for bridesmaids. And she came in and she looked Kevin up and down, and she looked at Jake and she said, and which one of you has got the dodgy penis? Kevin said, are you looking at it? And she said, yes. He said, it is.
Who was she?
Yeah, way to win friends and influence people.
Was she the doctor?
She was the nurse who was coming
to
the house and sort it out. Well, by this time we'd been there an hour and a half, and it had been packed with cold wet wipes and had managed to reduce the swelling that they'd managed to manipulate said skin over the end of offending part back to where it should be, and everything was starting to go down and was looking a bit less strangulated.
Oh.
I just remember all these male nurses and doctors so good. Oh, in horror, because they all knew that if we couldn't get the swelling down, this was going to be an operation.
Which isn't fun.
No. So thankfully he was fine. You won't thank me for telling you that.
But I get that every time I watch anything on the telly. If somebody falls or gets hurt, like I can't watch You've Been Framed, because every time somebody gets hurt, I actually physically feel it. Like it's like a bang. I'm like that all the time. I hate it. I can't watch people getting hurt.
There are times where I just laugh. There are others where I physically. Yeah. What's the film? Brad Pitt. Beat Joe Black.
I love that movie.
Where the character's hit by a bus or a truck. Or
right at the beginning.
And it's so unexpected, and it's so fast. And
comes out of nowhere.
I know it's coming because I've seen it several times. But
it still comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely jump.
I'm having
All right, so Yvonne's saying that P had an infection there that caused swelling and pain, and apparently it can happen due to nappies. Very probably. They're not the best things, are they? Because they're not particularly breathable. Or
My friend,
they weren't 20 years ago. No.
My friend's son, 16, 17, he had a torsion in his testicles.
Ooh, I'm wincing now.
I know, poor lad. He nearly lost it. He was nearly like, one sheep, but not a sheep. Bless him.
Oh. They managed to rescue it.
Yeah, but I think he was more embarrassed about the fact that his mum knew what was wrong with him.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? You don't, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're in that much pain, it's like when you're having a baby. Do you know, like when every man and his dog's coming in? Do you mind if I have a look? I don't care. Everybody, look, as long as you can get this pain away.
Yeah, well, and I was checked by every med student in Cumbria because I had lost my waters, and they kept me in and stopped the labour and kept me for a month before Jake was induced.
Wow.
Actually was an emergency cesarean, but
right,
I'd got stuck. They'd had me for a month, and no one had measured the size of the baby versus the size of the internals of my pelvis.
Well, that was helpful then.
No one had gone, that's not going to fit. Would have been the first question I'd have asked, but there you are.
Were they men?
But no, there were some women. The one who did my operation was a woman. She was amazing. She was absolutely brilliant. I think the consultant, was it Shapland or something like that? I remember him particularly because he had a farm and they hadn't long finished lambing. So we were chatting about lambing and things like that while I was in there.
Which was not dissimilar to what you were doing.
Well, yeah, essentially. It was quite funny that they hadn't really thought about that.
Well, not really funny for you, though.
Well, one of those things. I've got an interesting scar. But yeah, you do get to the point where it's just, just bring a bus trip in and I'll have a blooming look because I'm not going anywhere.
I had 2 natural births and I've still ended up with a cesarean scar from my ectopic.
I remember when my brother's first wife had Kaylee, and I think she was a forceps delivery on Christmas Day. We'd been joking with her for months that this baby was going to arrive on Christmas Day, and it was her worst nightmare because she loves her Christmas dinner. And I said, how are you feeling? And she said, I've had stitches everywhere. And I said, well, it'll get better. I promise it'll get better. Say that when you've got a fanny like a patchwork quilt, she said.
My friend went in and got her sorted out afterwards. She'd had 3 kids and she didn't like the way it looked anymore. So she went and got it sorted out. And now she's got a designer vagina.
Well, that's clever.
All right for some, isn't it?
I kind of had a designer vagina in that I mixed up the 2 sprays before, when you go for a smear.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a dark morning. I hadn't put the light on in the bathroom and things had got moved that I didn't know about. And I thought I'd gone for me deodorant and having washed everything and loads down there,
Yeah, as you do,
everything's fragrant and pleasant and all of that. And it was a male doctor and a student, and he said, "Oh, made a bit of an effort." And I said, "Well, I've had a shower and I've put some deodorant on. What are you talking about?" And he said, "Are you sure you put deodorant on?" And he lifted his hand up. It was covered in glitter sparkles.
Where'd that come
from?
from?
Of my niece Sally's glitter hairspray. Rainbow sparkles all over me bit.
You should have said, well, no, that's no effort at all. I have that all the time. What are you talking about?
I said to him, you ought to be really, really pleased that I've gone to all this effort. He was howling, laughing, so it was hilarious.
It's my own version of a vajazzle. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it looked lovely.
I'm sure it did. That's the only issue, isn't it? It's a bit difficult to tell.
I feel like I should get some of the rainbow hairspray, glitter hairspray, and put it on the flaps of the letterbox.
I think you should.
for the postie.
I'm just playing. Sorry. Can you see my penguins?
We can see your penguins.
I'm feeling much better after half a bottle of wine.
Well, why don't you have another glass? Because we've got 10 minutes to go.
I've had that much.
Oh, have you?
I'm not. Yeah, and I've just had some of that ginger chocolate. That was tasty. I like the ginger. Sorry, Loraine, you're not getting any of my dark ginger.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you
like
sure
it.
about that?
No, I really like it. It's the best one so far. I like the coconut. Love the ginger. Didn't like the hazelnut.
See, coconut's just dirty.
I can't believe anyone doesn't like coconut. I mean,
I ate it when I was pregnant with Jake. And if you look at the blood type diet, one of the superfoods for Jake's blood type is coconut. And everything I craved when I was pregnant with him was amazing for him and toxic for me. So it's no wonder I was ill.
Yeah.
And got eclampsia and things like that, because the diet that I chomped my way through wasn't supporting me at all.
I went mad.
It was for the parasite.
Callum just wanted me to eat apples all the time, drink apple juice. And now I can't. They really upset my stomach. I can't be doing with apples.
Isn't it funny though how your body adapts when you supporting
it's
another
mad.
life in there?
I read somewhere once that if you caught a virus or a bacterial infection or something that grows at the same rate as a baby does, or takes the same amount of nutrients from you that a baby does, it would actually kill you within days.
Possibly. The consultant at the hospital in the maternity unit described a baby as essentially a parasite that you've chosen to put in there. And he said it's like having a giant tapeworm.
Yeah.
It seeks the best of the nutrition goes to the baby, and you get all the crud.
And then it puts a strain on your heart and your lungs and all the rest of it. Didn't models go through a stage of like putting tapeworms in them on purpose or something?
Yeah.
I
can't imagine why anybody would do that given how they come out.
Well, yeah, but they did it.
Enough said on that.
Let's not think about that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I brought them up.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, don't. Just reminds me of something out of like Alien or something.
Oh, with John Hurt.
Yeah, I loved John Hurt. He was one of my favourite actors. Do you remember when they did, was it Saturday Night, The Storyteller or something? And he was the narrator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I loved him. He was amazing. And I was watching on BritBox an interview or like a movie thing with Alan Rickman.
Oh, now you're talking.
Talking about how he got into acting. I didn't realise that Die Hard was his first movie.
That was his big break.
Yeah, I didn't realise. I thought he must have been in some little ones beforehand that never really did anything. But it was his actual first ever movie. I was talking about it. He'd done stage before, hadn't he? I love Alan Rickman. I was so upset when he passed.
Yeah, I believe a lot of his scenes were cut out of Robin Hood because he'd sort of stolen every scene from poor old Kevin Costner.
Amazing. He was the best one in that movie. I'm sorry.
It's like working with Dame Maggie Smith, isn't it? Just sit back and watch. Let them get on with it. I'm going to have to throw the dogs out the back door because it looks like someone's got rather urgent emission.
Oh dear. Well, we'll just have a little play with the penguins while we're waiting. Boop doop, are you still there, Yvonne? Anybody else there? Do you like my penguins? Boop doop doop. Got to do something to cheer yourself up these days.
Do you know what would be really cool is if they were holding little knitting needles and tiny knitting.
That would be really cool, but I think they're just, I have got, my friend bought me like the things that you hang on the tree, and it's definitely to hang on the tree because it's got the loop and everything. It's a needle felted mouse knitting.
Oh,
Best Christmas decoration ever. I'll have to, or it'll be up in the loft actually. I'll get it out one day and show you it. I love it. That's my best friend Jane got me that.
That'd be really cute.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
So it's much quieter in the house now that those two are outside because there's nobody panting. It's all rather urgent, and I think Coco gets to the point where it's pressing on what's left of her brain. Oh, Rita says she loves the penguins.
I love the penguins. Bobbity bop.
Rita, check your inbox on Ravelry tomorrow. I'll be sending you a message.
In there.
Yeah.
I think I'll be sleeping tomorrow.
I'll be up early. I got mixed up with my days because I just have no clue, and I did offer to do a Zoom call with someone tomorrow, but they may be thinking that it's not appropriate, it being Easter.
Friday. Did you forget?
I did, but they'll come back to me if they want to or they don't.
Do not forget, 7 p.m. tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
The shows must go on YouTube. They are streaming Jesus Christ Superstar.
Rita, that's definitely a massive hint.
I wouldn't even say it's a hint.
Check your messages tomorrow or watch the early part of this live when you can watch it on a replay, because somebody won a prize. Enough said.
I don't know who that was. Was it me? Did I win a prize?
You did. You did win a prize.
What was my prize? The most special person.
Your prize was the kazoo. Yeah, but we're not putting it up the wazoo.
No, not the
not
wazoo.
Not a wazoo kazoo. It's just a kazoo.
Yazoo. Huh? They hurt. You have to grip them with your teeth and it gives you jaw ache. I don't think I want to play the kazoo next week for the clap the carers. I think I'll just stick with my saucepan and my wooden spoon.
I went with pan and a wooden spoon and it really echoed up the entire street. In fact, I think there were people who hadn't realised it was 8 o'clock who sort of rushed out and started doing this.
I got the woman across the road going, oh, should have known you'd be the noisiest.
Well, when I finished, I'd stopped me sort of banging of this thing, and Jake's just screaming at the top of his voice, well done, Erswick!
Love it.
They all seem to be quite competitive.
I don't know. I just think that we've got the same 4 people that seem to be going out, and that's about it.
There's 1, 2, 3. There wasn't anybody in directly opposite me, and there didn't seem to be on the next 2. But where there were people home, they came out. I mean, Kay next door doesn't, but you know, she's 93.
Well, yeah.
I think it's reasonably acceptable at 8 o'clock at night that she would want to sit and watch the telly instead. I think
yeah.
Fair dues. She's shielding. She's not allowed out. And I don't know if Rita up the road had come out, because I can't see that far up the street with hedges and things in the way. But I could certainly see the opposite side and round the corner, and there were a lot of people came out there. There was a lot of noise.
Oh, we didn't have very much. We had fireworks again, but not as many as we've had the last 2 weeks.
Oh, I didn't hear any fireworks. Pots and pans. Somebody had bells.
Cool.
Jake had a whistle, which didn't whistle.
Oh. Is he supposed to hum like I was with my kazoo?
He said, I've dug it out earlier, I've got my whistle. And I said, does it whistle? And he went, no.
He's lost his pee.
Well, you know, check it early. And then you have the option. I could have got him a pan and a spoon.
Exactly. He'll be prepared for next week.
But yeah, the echo from this pan, you could hear it bouncing off every house on the street.
Love it.
Hoping nobody's got any babies in bed.
So I made the most noise around here, and you made the most noise around there.
I'm sure there will have been people up on the top road who might have made more noise than us.
Yeah, but just in your
possibly
area.
on our little bit of the street, most certainly.
I would say so. Yeah. My dog's dreaming. He's crying.
Yvonne's saying she'll see if she can make it tomorrow, or we'll virtually meet with her partner. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that would be nice.
Doing okay, and that he's safe and well, Yvonne.
Are you supposed to wake dogs up when they're dreaming?
It depends on the dog.
My mum always used to wake our dogs up. You sound like he's crying.
Could with ours, but you couldn't with our neighbour's dog because he'd bite you.
Oh, what's the matter, mate? Why are you crying?
I have to let them two back in. I'll be back momentarily.
Oh, now he's gone off to find Callum. Is it Callum or Caitlin? It's Caitlin. Let him out. We'll just have some more penguin bopping. Penguin bop. I've put my knitting away. I don't think it's a good idea to be knitting on my knitting at the moment. I'm feeling a little bit tipsy. Too much wine.
Mummy's on the vino. And I've got creme caramel liqueur from Aldi.
That sounds very nice. I have got toffee vodka.
Have you? I've never tried that. Jake probably has.
But it'll be like that. You can't mix it with anything because it just tastes weird. You have to drink it neat.
Excuse me. It's actually quite nice in a coffee.
Oh, cool. So that's an idea.
Which would be lovely first thing in the morning.
I'm not going anywhere in the car tomorrow. Hair with the dog. Aren't you supposed to have hair with the dog?
I've got plenty of hair of the dog. It's all over the floor. Got enough to make a spare dog with.
Do you know, I keep looking at that toffee vodka. Phil bought it at Christmas when we went to Chester for the weekend.
Oh, it's probably really nice.
I think I might have to put... I've ordered myself a new coffee machine this week, you know.
What sort of you ordered?
From Amazon, because I used to have a cafetiere. And like I've got all the coffee and, you know, the plungy cafetiere. But it all cracked and broke and I had to put it in the bin. So I've got 3 packets of coffee grinds and I've got no way of using them, right? So this week I was like, right, I'm going to have a coffee machine. 40 quid it was for this coffee machine. And it's got a timer on it and everything so I can wake up to coffee in the morning. How fab. For 40 quid.
It'd be really nice.
Yeah. And it's got like a reusable filter thingy in the top. So you don't even have to buy the papers.
Oh, Yvonne's off to bed now. Night, Yvonne, and have a lovely day tomorrow. And
night,
say hello
Yvonne.
to A for us. I'm
going to bed soon, Yvonne. As soon as Elaine lets me. Elaine? Who's Elaine? Loraine lets me.
Because I make her stay up and drink.
Sorry.
I've just forced that wine down her neck. You witnessed this, didn't you? You saw me reach across the screen. See, what I need now, Emma, is Caitlin's hand to
come across.
Yeah. And pour you the wine.
She's downstairs letting the dog out at the minute, actually. Oh no, she's come back up. Yeah. Either that or I could call you Loraine with 2 R's.
Oh, you could. Yeah. That's
naughty.
Probably the dyslexic dad.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought he just wanted you to stand out from the crowd.
That's what he says, but then he admits that he thought that's how you spelled it.
Yeah, do you know what? At least you're not called Emma. Because I was talking to my friend today. So there's me. She's got a daughter, Emma. Her husband has got 2 daughter-in-laws called Emma.
Right.
It's just too confusing. There's too many Emmas. Where have they all come from?
Oh, Rita's saying good night to Yvonne. I don't know where they've all come from, but you could be like Manchester Emma.
Emma.
Emma. Emma. Your
No,
dinner.
Emma.
Get your dinner.
Emma.
Emma.
Emma. Emma. Something like that. I don't think Emma sounds any different in my accent than it does in yours, to be honest. Emma.
Okay.
Emma Jane.
It's fine.
Emma Jane Sadler. The Stalker. Just call me the Stalker. It'll be fine. Nobody will know.
You'll probably get someone message you as Emma Jane Stalker.
Emma Jane Stalker. That should be my new name, really, shouldn't it? I opened a
new names over the years. None of them are stuck. I just tend to go with Queen of Evil.
Queen of England?
Well, no, because I'm a Scot.
Oh. Yeah, but we don't want you to be a Queen of Scots because they
generally lose their heads. So I would have to be like Queen of England and Scotland.
Oh, you can do that. I'll let you do that.
And France, because Loraine is obviously from that region, so I should own all of that as well.
Well, didn't Burgundy and all that used to be part of England at one point?
It was at one point, during the reign of probably one of the Henrys. I don't know.
Henry the Seventh and Henry the Eighth, and then it probably got lost after that.
Accepting passport to Pimlico.
Well, that's just different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still haven't watched that movie.
What, School for Scoundrels? You will like it.
I found it. I did find it on the iPlayer.
Very, very, very witty.
And I recognised Alistair. I was like, oh yeah, I know him. He played Scrooge.
Yeah.
And then I looked
tease Mike about what we call his Alistair Sims. And that's the bushy overgrown eyebrows and the fur out of his ears.
Oh, do you know?
Because if you look at Alistair Sim, he's got massively hairy ears.
Isn't it funny how men lose the hair on their head, yet it grows everywhere else?
Yeah, and we get
nose,
hairy lumps.
And there, on your lip.
Yeah,
I get one just there.
I've got the thing for that. Where's the thing?
Got one of them no-nos?
No. No, I didn't like the idea of that because you could just return them.
Could you?
Yeah.
So you
had like one, 90 days to return them, and I know people that use them for their foo-foo and then sent them back.
So you could have had one that's been used by numerous people before you.
No, apparently they're cleaned and refurbished before they're sent back out.
Yeah, you don't know that.
Yeah, so I never bought one. I got something that was designed. You could do your eyebrows with it because it's like a little wand, a pen thing.
Cool.
I got that instead. It does take a little while to go over the face and get rid of all the bum fluffy stuff. You can just
the peach fuzz.
Yeah, but periodically I do it.
And the peach fuzz.
Yeah, that's one. I need a mirror to be honest.
I've got in my
a selfish stick. A selfish stick to hold the mirror.
I have got in my top drawer a little mirror with a tweezer, and it's got like a little because it's magnetic, the tweezers stick to it, and I just sit here and do my little and it's right here. So whenever I sit here and I'm doing that, and then I feel it and I go, oh, I'm gonna get you. It's always just there. But I'm growing out my greys. This is my coronavirus lockdown greys, and I'm going to see how long it gets.
I can't see. Can you see my greys?
Yours just look like highlights.
No, but they are grey. And I don't know if you can. Can you see there? Can you see that?
One little grey thing.
I've got 3 or 4 white eyelashes next to one another, and it looks like a little melon streak through my eyebrow.
Well, that really just makes you look distinguished.
Extinguished.
No, not extinguished. Not yet. No. So I'm just going to wait and see, because like I said, I've got a box dye and I could put my box dye on, but I am actually quite curious to see how much grey I get until we're allowed back out to see a hairdresser.
Oh, Helen's in the house. Hi,
Woo,
Helen.
woo.
Are the boys in
Helen's
bed?
the house. Little dance for Helen.
Yeah. Emma's
like
had a
cheerleader.
few glasses of wine, and apparently it's my fault.
You are to blame for everything. I thought we'd already discussed this.
We had, yeah. And it's because I went like that through there.
Yeah.
What we need
And
is
then the hand
the other
came
side
through like that.
and poured the drink, and it was me.
Yeah. I've definitely had enough. I think in future I shouldn't bring the bottle up with me. I think that's the mistake I made. Because before I just had a glass, and when it was gone, it was gone.
Well, do you not think that you should just put a teat on it and just...
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Yeah. You could do with painting out your teeth, and then you'd look like somebody off Tiger King.
Little black one.
Or a diamond encrusted gold one.
Oh, I think I'd look good with a diamond tooth. I worry about those though. How do people clean their tooth properly when they've got a diamond in it?
I don't know.
Surely you'd get a cavity round it.
There's just too many film a cavity jokes now, isn't there?
Well, do you know that was my maiden name, McCafferty? Honestly, without a joke, my maiden name was McCafferty, right? And my mum wanted to call my brother Philip because her maiden name was Marion Phillips. And my dad had to explain to her why she couldn't call their son Philip.
Oh, well. Helen says she's loving the dancing. It's all very happy, and that Bruce is taking the boys to bed. So.
Everything's good. It's
awesome.
All good on a Thursday night.
Shall I fill up my creme caramel liqueur, which I can taste and smell? How exciting is that?
I'm definitely enjoying the dancing tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what this is going to do for weighing on Saturday, and when I've got to message Claire.
Well, if last week and the chocolate's anything to go by, you're going to lose £3 this week.
I lost 1.5 pounds last week, and I ate my own weight in chocolate. I mean,
well, now you're going for the alcohol.
And so I had a glass of Baileys that was about that deep.
It's definitely got to be £3 this week then.
I think it's because I'm sleeping a lot and just not really stressing.
Well, see, that's the other thing. They say that if you don't sleep enough, it does lead to weight gain, doesn't it?
Allegedly.
I've put on
I think in my case, I'm retaining chips, chocolate, avocados, sweeties,
I don't like
brownies,
avocados.
homemade cookies, homemade
cookies. I'm just absolutely disgusted I haven't been sent any homemade cookies.
And creamy sauces. I think that's what I'm retaining.
And that leads to £1.50 loss.
Oh no, this is the other stuff before that, you know, the bit I'm carrying.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I'm a bit sore today. It's nothing to do with COVID-19. It's because this idiot was talked into doing Joe Wicks's workout yesterday.
Well, I don't.
Sadist.
Yeah, and doesn't he only go like for a short time? Is he like high intensity or something?
It's like, oh yeah, do this. He does 2, and you've got to do 22. Oh yeah, right. Great. You're doing really well there. Fantastic. And I'm thinking, you do some.
Yeah.
You do some, or I'm putting a brew on.
It's like, did you ever go to aerobics classes where it was just getting tough and the woman had stopped doing it at the front and start walking around the class?
Yeah, I just think that Victoria Wood completely nailed the step class thing with that sketch.
Did you see someone had done a parody of a Let's Do It song? But for the lockdown, let's stay inside. Let's do it. I can't do it. Gotta stay inside, like that. It was really funny.
I'll look out for that because I love that song. I can't imagine any other song where this sort of crescendo of this little bit was smack me on the bottom with me Woman's Weekly.
That has got to be the best line in any song ever written.
I mean, how awesome is that?
And something about bending me over the hostess trolley as well.
Yes.
My nan used to have one of those hostess trolleys. I never looked at it the same way again.
Oh, no. You'd be sort of checking it and handling it with rubber gloves.
Yeah, what's this been doing?
Yeah, this needs a bit of a clean, Nan. What's going on?
Got any disinfectant spray?
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear.
Bless her. My poor nan, right? My granddad died when I was 5. And she didn't go until I was about 18, 19.
Right.
So she was on her own for quite a while. By the time she went, she had a fair collection of Mills and Boon's books. I'm telling you, she loved those Mills and Boons.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, some of them were a little on the racier side.
Oh, I tell you what, because I used to read them. Oh, no, can I borrow some of those books? 14, wondering what's in there. Some of them were a little bit like, woo! It's one of my guilty pleasures now.
You have a whole new found respect for your elders.
You know what? Right, actually, I don't mind admitting, because I've had a few wines and I wouldn't admit this. Mills and Boons are actually one of my guilty pleasures now. And I think it comes from when I was about 14, reading my nan's ones.
I used to read them on the bus on the way to college.
Fab, you could read one in a day, couldn't you?
Well, I could read half of it on the way and half of it on the way back.
Love them.
Absolutely brilliant. It'd be no props at all. And
you always knew that you were going to go at the end because everyone was happy. There was none of this, is it going to be all right? There was no angst there at all. You just knew that no matter how much she hated him and no matter how much of an idiot he was in the beginning, everything was going to be fine at the end. Why isn't life like that?
I do not know. But then again, I kind of never liked the standard fairy tales and stuff like that. And I never really understood with Snow White why she just didn't kind of go her own way. And why does Sleeping Beauty need to be woken up by a bloke?
Wow.
Because, it could have just been any bloke who wandered past and snubbed her.
It could have been a woman.
Well, yeah. So, I just never bought into the thing of that we had to be rescued. And I was always questioning that. I'm sure it drove my mother bananas.
I don't think I ever really questioned it. I like the whole Disney thing. Ariel trying to get the guy to fall in love with her, even though she didn't have a voice. Well, I mean, that's wrong, isn't it, really? Because basically she's got him to fall in love with her based on her looks, really, hasn't she? That's well dodgy. That's life. I think Instagram trades on it, doesn't it? Well, Instagram has just made life a bit of a nightmare, really, isn't it? My dog, right? He is here mithering me because he wants my American hard gums. Oh, is that what you've got? But you hear me chewing them? No. It's an American hard gum and it's sticking to my teeth. And look, I don't know if you can see him, but he's following. You can see the ears. Have you seen the girl on YouTube with the 2 Labradors? And she's got a plate on the table and the dogs are on a chair either side. Right. And she's going like this. And then she's going, and invisible food. And the dogs are, I can't smell anything. Super sniffing and licking the plate. And she's pretending to wade in. And they're really confused. And of course, they've got laser-like precision every time her hand moves back to the plate and then watching the plate when she's not moving. And oh, I love it. Oh,
It's
Oh,
just
I
not
just had a
pleasant.
green one. That green one wasn't so nice. I've definitely been drinking. I gave the dog the red one and I've eaten the green one. What's that all about?
Yeah, red wine.
I should have had the red one. The red ones are nicer than the green ones.
Should we be singing like red wine? Don't need the green.
You know what I was singing earlier by UB40? There's a rat in my kitchen, what am I gonna do? There's a rat in my kitchen, what am I gonna do? And I don't know why, because there isn't a rat in my kitchen.
There's a graphic doing around on Facebook where this woman says, husband saw a cockroach in the kitchen today and he's disinfected it from top to bottom, moved everything out, put it all back and scrubbed it all from floor to ceiling. She said, the cockroach will be making an appearance in the bathroom tomorrow. Ha ha.
I want one. Where do you get them from?
I'm assuming it's a plastic cockroach. Or just
Well,
a joke anyway, but it did make me laugh.
I want one. I'm
If
going
I
to
get
one.
away with that, I think if anything like that happened, Mike would just get in the car and go home, and Jake would just go upstairs.
You're gonna laugh at me now because obviously I lived in Saudi for a few years with Phil, right? And oh my God, is this gonna sound like flipping British empirism? We had a houseboy from Sri Lanka. I mean, I can't even believe that he was called a houseboy. That was his job, a houseboy. How shocking is that? And I clearly remember one day he was in cleaning downstairs. So he'd be downstairs and I'd go upstairs, and then like he'd go upstairs and I'd go downstairs and that. And this one day I was up there and there was this massive cockroach in the bathroom. And I went screaming down the stairs like a little girl, and I refused to go upstairs until he got rid of it. How shocking is that?
At my great grand's in Manchester, it was the Victorian slum. It was old terraces.
Yeah.
West Winford Street. And I remember as a toddler getting up and coming downstairs and being told that you kicked the door to what was called, was it called the parlour or the middle room? No, the parlour was the room we weren't allowed in. The front room we could go in. And then there was another room behind that, which was sort of on an extension at the back.
Yeah.
And that was always referred to as the kitchen, but the reality is none of the cooking stuff was in there. It was the dining room, really.
All right.
Behind that was what was called the back kitchen. And as you went from the front of the house, there was a door into what they called the kitchen. And you had to kick it. And then you had to wait for the whistling to stop. And then go in. And I never ever understood it. And it was only a few years ago, and my dad said, well, that was because of the cockroaches. It was so the cockroaches didn't come out. If you kicked the door and made a noise, they would all scuttle out of sight, and I never ever saw them.
What was the whistling then? Did the cockroaches
They've got
make
little
a whistling?
antenna and they make kind of a whistly noise.
Do they?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you get lots of them in a room, you can hear them whistle.
I mean, I've seen
not like leaning on the lamppost kind of whistling.
Right, okay.
Kind of a weird sort of eerie whistle.
I've seen my fair share of cockroaches. I've even put my foot in a shoe and squidged a cockroach in it. I've never heard them whistle.
Well, my dad said that's what it was, and I can hear it if I go into a hotel room and they've got cockroaches. I can hear them at night. So we always take one of them sonic plug-in things for every room when we go away.
Oh.
Which repels them, which we've just found works really well. That and earplugs.
So you don't hear them?
Yeah, but my dad says...
crochet.
Honestly, would never come near me. I reek of garlic.
Oh, you make me laugh.
Garlic and menopause sweat. Nothing comes near me. Not by choice.
Wow. Is that why your other half hasn't been around for a while? You've been too heavy on the garlic bread. Is that what it is?
Could be that.
Yeah. I personally believe that my husband has chosen to stick the lockdown out in a hotel room in Jeddah rather than get home.
I can see his logic in that he's in a country that has very few cases, where the lockdown is much more severe. It isn't spreading in the way that it is in other countries because they acted quickly and did everything when they were told to do it.
I was thinking more along the lines that he doesn't want to get stuck here with me for weeks on end.
I don't know. One of my friends posted that, you know, after a couple of weeks home with his wife, he was never going to retire, ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't think my husband wants to retire now.
It's a wonder my dad's not dead, because he's driving my mum nuts. He's told her that by the time he comes out of the lockdown, he's going to have trained to be a ballerina.
Why a ballerina in particular?
Because he's 6 foot and fat.
Okay.
And you can imagine how ridiculous it looks when he's pirouetting around the house.
So he's not been watching Joe Tranchini videos then and been inspired?
No, he's just doing it to wind her up. And it works. Works every time.
I'm going to get him a leotard.
Or a tutu.
What size do you reckon he takes?
It's about a 50-inch waist at the minute.
I reckon we could get your dad a really nice leotard. I want to see him do the mantis, the bag for life. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Grab the ferret, squeeze the ferret. Beef toe. I reckon your dad would be brilliant at a beef toe.
You might be able to do that.
Yeah. There you go. He's got all the equipment and everything as well. We could get him set up on a brilliant YouTube channel doing that. Beef toe, beef toe, beef toe, beef.
He could be the new king of TikTok.
Oh, he'll be brilliant. Get him set up on coffee thingy. Buy me a coffee.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Helen's laughing at you. She's saying you're very philosophical when you've been drinking.
I don't know if philosophical is the word. Full of something. Oh, I don't know.
You look like you're about to sort of collapse out of the chair backwards if it doesn't. Yeah.
I am getting
show Helen the penguin wobble. She's missed the penguin wobble.
Ready?
See what you've missed. See what you've missed. Quality entertainment.
Yeah. I mean,
what a classy channel this is.
Hashtag we bring the fun. Why do something productive with your evening when you could come and watch us?
Yeah, but your stomach doesn't hurt anymore, does it?
Do you know what? My stomach does not hurt at all now. I think something's cured it. I'm not sure if it's the laughter or the wine or a combination of the two. If I've got a special talent, I didn't have any codeine, just wine.
Okay.
Because I was leaving the codeine because it makes me really sleepy. So I thought it's a bit too early to take the codeine, really. So yeah, I do have a special talent for filling the void with utter rubbish.
Is there any help going to sleep tonight?
I don't think so, especially as I've been up since 4 o'clock.
Oh, Zoom says that our internet connection is unstable.
Oh no.
And Helen says, oh, love penguins.
They're Christmas penguins that have been repurposed for NHS penguins, well, carer penguins.
Yeah, we're back. It's all right.
We love the carers. Oh yeah. So we could do a little dance.
Jane, do you want to say hello to Emma? She's been drinking red wine, and she's got a penguin headband on.
We love the NHS.
Jake says hi.
Hi, Jake. My penguins have gone a little bit weird. You've got frozen, Loraine.
Disappeared, Emma.
No, I can see me moving on my screen, but you're frozen on my screen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I just seem to be frozen, don't I?
No, you're back.
Am
Oh
I?
no, you're frozen again. Do you know what it is? It's probably getting busy again now, 9 o'clock.
I think it is, yeah. I'm
Oh,
going to close any other windows and
Loraine Birchall's network bandwidth is low.
that help.
What's happening?
There you are. I'm still here.
I can hear you.
I just don't know if you can tell.
I can hear you fine, but you're just a little bit frozen on my screen, which is sad.
Oh,
But you know, it is past my bedtime.
well. It looks like a good time to say it is. It's definitely past your bed. It's coming up to mine.
Is it coming up to your bed? Oh, I've never been up near your bedtime. It must be the wine.
Well, it's because I never let you. I always make you go to bed.
Yeah. Do you know, because I get restless leg syndrome if I stay up too late, you know.
I don't think you'll have restless legs tonight with the red wine. I think that will have dealt with that for you.
I think I am literally going to clean my teeth, get in my PJs and be gone.
So. Yeah.
I think I should drink red wine more often.
Enjoy a good night's sleep. Sounds good to me. It's probably doing you the world of good. Just not for breakfast.
No, but I am going to try one of those coffee thingies in a coffee. I'm telling you, that sounds delish. I reckon about 3 o'clock's about, you know, acceptable. Because you've got to balance it up. Yeah, you don't want the coffee too late because it's going to keep you awake.
Bye,
Helen. Bye, Helen. But you don't want the alcohol too early. So I think 3 o'clock is a good compromise for the two of them.
It probably is. Jake's laughing away.
I'm going to come out of this lockdown as a complete
You'll have to experiment with that. That's your homework. Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to be about 500 pounds in weight and probably a lot on intravenous Prosecco. But you know, it's all good.
As long as we survive, that's the main thing.
Yeah, just have to get a bit healthy and wash your handies. And don't be picking up stuff in the supermarket unless you're actually going to buy it. You are not there to browse, you are there to shop. And if you go into the chemist to pick up your prescription, please don't spend 30 minutes pulling out every lipstick, because every one of those has got to be sanitized after you've touched it. So that's just a modicum of common sense here.
Right, I'm going to go to bed.
Really stressed.
Was she stressed? We'll
say good night. Thank you, everybody. Our lucky winners from earlier will be getting a Ravelry message tomorrow with the good news if they haven't had the heads up because they didn't see it live.
Yeah. We were a bit naughty for getting last week, but
prizes and codes. And Emma's going to do the dance for the 7 veils tomorrow.
I don't think I'm going to do the dance for 7 veils.
Remember.
Where have you got this idea?
Well, this internet. I wanted how long it would take us to catch them. It's a family joke.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad would know exactly what that was about. Yeah.
Well, I know what the dance of the 7 veils is.
Asked her if she's going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. He always asked her if she's going to do the dance of the 7 veils if she's had too many glasses of wine. and she
Well,
always tells him just to piss off.
do you know what? I would
It's
if my
a term of
husband was
endearment in
home,
our house.
but I've got no one to do it for, unless I do it for Arthur. Do you think Arthur would like the Dance of the Seven Veils?
I'd be a bit worried if he did.
Oh, I need to go to bed.
Just saying. Right, we're going to say good night now. Say good night, Emma.
Good night. You know you love me. Sorry, I'm
Oh, this
just
gets
weird.